Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Dina Amelia. I'm from class B afternoon in 5th semester. Now in this video, I will show you my presentation about the topic is Deixis, the context of utterance, dividedness, the anaphora, and referential ambiguity. Okay, without any further ado, let's go to the next slide. Okay, the first slide is the meaning of deixis. Deixis is a borrowed term derived from a Greek word that the meaning is pointing to or picking up. Deixis is the pointing or specifying function of some word, as divine articles and demonstrative pronouns whose denotation changes from discourse to another. The most primitive way of referring to something is to point to it, and the meaning of any lexeme depends on the extent of the context in which it occurs. But deictic elements can only be interpreted through their context. Okay, the next is classification of deixis. According to Buhler, there is a deictic center that consists of I, here, and now. As a result, there are 5 main categories of deixis. The first is person deixis. The person deixis is used to point to object, that is it, these, those books, and people, that is her, him, them, and the student. It is generally divided into 3 basic categories. They are first person deixis in singular pronouns, I, me, myself, and mine, and plural pronouns, we, ourselves, our, and ours. Second person deixis, that is you, yourself, your, and yours. And then the third person deixis, that is he, she, they, them, him, himself, her, or herself. And the second is time deixis. The time deixis makes ultimate reference to participant role, so it is important to distinguish the moment of utterance from the moment of reception. There are several words that include time deixis. Include time deixis, including is now, yesterday, tomorrow, today, months, afternoon, and etc. And the third is place deixis. Place deixis concern the encoding of spatial location relative to the location of the participants in the speech. Place deixis can be seen from the use of demonstrative pronouns such as this and that, and can also be seen as demonstrative adverbs that express place such as here and there. And the fourth is social deixis. Social deixis concern that aspect of sentence which reflect or establish are determined by certain realities of the social situation in which the speech act occurs. There are also in many language forms reserved for authorized recipients, including restriction on most titles of address like Your Honor, Your Royal Highness, Mr. President, and etc. And the last is discourse deixis. Discourse deixis concern the use of expressions within some utterance to refer to some portion of the discourse contents that utterance, including the use of the utterance itself. A word can be called discourse deixis if it refers to a divided part of the text where the reference is made into the current discourse. The example of discourse description are the previous, the verse, the first, the following, next Thursday, in the last paragraph, and in the next chapter. Okay, the next slide is the context of utterance. The context of an utterance is crucial in the interpretation of certain words and in the convey of the meaning. Words such as here and there, this or that, now and then, yesterday, today, or tomorrow, as well as pronouns such as you, she, him, it, and then can be ambiguous if we are not aware of physical context of the speaker. And the example of utterance is bring it this evening because she will be here by then. Out of context, this would be quite a vague sentence. Expressions such as this evening and here can only be understood in the terms of the speaker's intended meaning. Okay, the next slide is about divinedness. Divinedness is a feature of a noun phrase selected by a speaker to convey his assumption that the hearer will be able to identify the referent of a noun phrase. Usually because it is the only things of its kinds in the context of the utterance, or because it is unique in the universe of discourse. It follows from divination or divineness of all divined noun phrase referring to an expression. The example is in genetic sentence is the whale is a mammal. Okay, and then is about anaphora. Anaphora is a figure of speech in which words repeat at the beginning of such a safe clause, clauses, phrases, or sentences. Anaphora is the use of a word used earlier in a sentence to avoid repetition, such as in I like it and so do they. The example of anaphora is my life is my purpose. My life is my goal. My life is my inspiration. My life is anaphora because it's a word of repetition. Other than the function of emphasizing ideas, the use of anaphora as a rhetorical device adds rhythm to a word as well as makes it more pleasurable to read and easier to remember. Anaphora is repetition at the beginning of a sentence to create emphasis. Anaphora serve the purpose of delivering an artistic effect to a passage. It is also used to appeal to the emotions of the audience in order to persuade, inspire, motivate, and encourage them. Okay, the last slide is about referential ambiguity. A referential ambiguity occurs when an anaphor can refer to more than one element, each playing the role of the referent. A referential ambiguity can occur within a sentence or between a sentence and its context of discourse. The example is, Ariana gave a bath to her dog wearing a pink t-shirt. The ambiguity is the dog wearing the pink t-shirt or the Ariana wear the pink t-shirt. So it's make the sentence is ambiguity. Okay, I think enough for my presentation. Sorry for my mistake. So thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.